Welcome to Seeress. My name is Tia, or if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I just always like to open with these messages are always for entertainment purposes only. Please only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Always, always, always check the spirit behind every message that you receive, including mine. Right? Sometimes it's just not your message, not your story. And that's perfectly okay. There are so many amazing readers on YouTube. Maybe they're tapping into a different timeline today. You give somebody's got the chills. Says Feel My Love. It's the title of this song. Okay, so I like to open with a prayer. I say, Most High God, Most High God, Most High God. God fights my battles. God fights my battles. No weapon formed in the spirit or in the physical shall prosper. I am highly, 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 highly protected, as are my viewers, and divinely, divinely, divinely favored. We just call on Archangel Michael to please set very strong boundaries. We ask the Most High God to put his angels, his holy angels, in charge over us. We ask Archangel Michael to please deploy his warring and ministering angels over this space. There's no evil spirits allowed, no demons allowed, no jinn allowed, no monitoring spirits, no trickster spirits, no seducing spirits, no familiar spirits, no witchcraft, no spell work is allowed in this space. No destiny swap is available. Well, our destinies is in charge by the divine, but we just send that energy back through the love of Jesus Christ and the light of Jesus Christ so that it can mirror back to the person and reveal to them where they need healing. We just block access to our energy, to our enemies. We block access to our energy from anyone with nefarious or spirits with nefarious intentions or purposes. We ask these things in the holy name of Jesus Christ. We just ask that the Most High God reinforce the fact that no one can hex, curse, or send any death magic or graveyard magic or anything like that to what God has already blessed. And we call on Archangel Raphael and support us in our spiritual healing work we're doing here today. We call on Archangel Gabriel to help me to receive, interpret, articulate, and deliver these messages in the way that the Most High God deems to be the most appropriate. We call on the Holy Spirit to shine truth through on these messages that we receive. And we call on our guardian angels and we ask for your protection, your wisdom, your guidance, and your messages. And we call on our ancestors who are of the Most High God, who have received Jesus Christ into their heart and who have come with peace and love. And we ask for your protection, your wisdom, your guidance, and your messages. And we just ask that anyone viewing these messages get something out of them, help it to discern their spiritual discernment, sharpen their own intuition, get some type of confirmation, or at the very least, get some form of entertainment. And we ask these things in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay, kiddos. The title of this song is Chemicals. So it could be talking about chemistry between people. Or it could be talking about people who have substance abuse problems. Let's just see. I'm working with the John Holland's Psychic Oracle deck today. The Foreign Love Oracle. I'm going to use to clarify the Kipper. And then I'll pull your closing oracle out of the Evil Eye Oracle. I am not offering personal readings. I know it's a broken record, but you guys, YouTube is like the wild, wild west now, you know? So I'm not actually offering personal readings. I don't reach out to viewers for any reason at all. So that would not be me. I don't charge any money for any services on this channel. This is the only channel that I post intuitive stories like this. So anywhere else, that's not me. As pirated content or audio, please just report them and ignore them. All right. I know you know the drill, but I'm not promoting any manifestation books. I mean, the list goes on and on what they do out here. A lot of them can be bots and stuff, but I'm just telling you, it was really gnarly for a couple months. It's been pretty quiet, and we want to keep it that way. But a lot of my subscribers and viewers are really smart, and they kind of watch content like this, so they kind of already know. But if you're new to energy reading, you're absolutely welcome here. But I just want you to know, please don't get scammed, okay? These are just collective messages. You'll have to use your own intuition, your own discernment. Energy is fluid. So that means I could be saying something and you know it's not you, it's the other person that you clicked on this video for. You'll have to switch the roles. There is no gender in energy reading. So I could be saying he or I could be saying she. You might have to switch the roles. You may only get maybe only some parts of the message are for you. I mean, I can see this as a divine masculine card, chemical. So maybe you have chemistry with somebody who's in authority. The reason why I say that is because do you see this golden light around, halo around? And why I also say that is because you see these two pillars right here? So that's a portal. So that can be also representing, I don't like that phrase very much, twin flame, but that kind of like a divine counterpart. Is kind of, yeah, 4 is a lot about stability. This person's really stable, really strong. They're kind of accomplished. It's definitely a masculine energy, even if we're speaking about a female. They're in their masculine energy. 2 days. Maybe you're going to hear from this person, if you know who I'm talking about. I'm sorry about the shadowing. I need to work on lighting. You know, last year I was working on audio. This year I got a new camera, new audio or whatever, but this year it's going to have to be about lighting. So forgive me. The light is weird on it and it shadows, so I need to get a new one. Okay, so we're talking about a masculine that's in authority here. It's pretty stable, but he also looks really closed off with his arms crossed like that. Really closed off. Maybe even really stubborn. Kind of judgmental. Look at how he looks. It's kind of like, you know. Okay. 2 days, huh? Maybe you're going to hear from this person, or you're going to meet this person, or something's going to, maybe you're going to realize something about someone in 2 days. It might be different for everybody. Someone's name might be James. Might only be confirmation for one person. Please don't focus too hard on that. And then there's Carter, but the way that I read it was Carhartt. Maybe this person wears Carhartt, the brand. Don't focus on that too much. It might only be confirmation for one person. So I like to split the deck, and when I do that, I like to do it with my left hand. The reason why is because God gives us two hands, one to give and one to receive. And my left hand is my more receptive or passive hand, or connected to the right side of my brain and my intuition and stuff. And since we're asking to receive a message, that's why I like to do that. Somebody's, maybe you're losing focus, or this masculine's losing focus because they're shallow. They're being shallow. I can kind of see it in that facial expression, and they're closed off. They're being shallow. So they're losing focus, or you're losing focus because they're being shallow. Sounds a little bit more like it, right? I mean, they don't want, this person's afraid. Typically masculines like that are in this type of energy. They don't like, I mean, and females too, who are in that masculine energy like that. They don't like being vulnerable. And so that's why they don't like going deep, getting deep with anything. And therefore, because if you go deep, you're going to end up connecting. You're going to end up, you have to be vulnerable to connect, right? Or to the other person's being, I mean, seeing someone else's vulnerability makes them uncomfortable. That's why they like to stay shallow. Ooh, yeah. Confirmation. It might feel like a rejection, but really it's about their, it's like it becomes intimate. It becomes, that's what the word I was looking for. Connecting like that is too intimate. Intimacy, you know? Yeah, so that's why, and this person is not making financial, it says financial and material changes in reverse. They're not seeing heartache and losses in reverse. Firm foundation is in the upright. This is all about root chakra. It's another masculine. They want to stay, this person wants to stay in control. See, losing focus. They're afraid of losing focus about their, they're afraid of losing focus. That's why they want to keep things shallow. They want to keep things light. This person's an authority figure. They might be a boss or something like that. Some type of leadership role. And they are really focused on their material foundation. They're really focused on, my throat chakra is really scratchy right now. Supermodel. That's why they're like, well, that's why it's coming off shallow, like they're just looking for some supermodel or something. I mean, you can switch your roles. This can go both ways in both genders, right? They're like looking for this like shallow, beautiful, quiet, not very plugged in, like, that's why they kind of like those, like, I hate to say it, like airheaded type people, and this goes in both genders, right? Is because they are focused on their own personal foundation. They don't want anyone to challenge them. Most masculine authority figures don't. They have like a very sensitive ego. They can get a narcissistic egoic injury real quick. So they're looking for this, or they're saying they want some supermodel to create some foundation with, because, and it seems really shallow, but it's not really it's about, like I said, not wanting to be intimate, not wanting to have to connect, not wanting to have to, they do not want to be challenged. They don't want their foundation challenged. Yeah. And they don't want to have to make financial or material changes. That's in reverse. They don't want to have to make financial or material changes. I mean, this can even be a same-sex couple, so don't get it twisted. It's just, masculine. I mean, you would know who was the more masculine, authoritative figure in your connection than the other, right? Okay. And they don't want to have to make financial or material changes, and they don't want to experience heartache and loss. And that's why they stay shallow. And that's why they don't want to get too deep or too intimacy. They don't. That's why back here he's got, oh yeah, confirmation. That's why he's got this masculine. Yeah, see, they're protecting themselves. Yeah. They don't want financial and material changes, and they don't want heartache and loss. Right? So there's, when I think about a supermodel, I mean, I don't want to disrespect anybody who's ever done any modeling, because it can be really fun and stuff, but it's also a lot of toxic stuff. You know what I mean? It can be highly competitive. So it breeds a lot of insecurity, and models, it's really difficult for them to have staying power, because I think from this context, though, they like to see it like that person's replaceable in some way, because that's why they want to stay shallow, is they want to think in their mind, because there's not going to be financial or material changes, and they're not going to have heartache and loss, because that person, while they look good on the surface, they like to stay shallow with them because there's no depth there. The reason why they like no depth there is because they like to believe, because this person has an ego, right, that everybody is replaceable. They can just put out a casting call and find 50 more just like you. Now, this isn't about you. It's about them. I only smoke when I drink. That's the title of this song. Yeah, because this person's an authority figure. So they have to stay professional 99% of the time. But when they keep their vices in specific contexts and environments. And they think they're setting limitations like that. Like, I'm not a smoker. I only smoke when I drink. That might be true. I'm just thinking about I think they're like that with, because of the type of partners they're kind of attracting to them. They kind of have to stay the authoritative figure. They have to stay in control. Daddy, yeah. I don't care if you're dealing with a female, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I smoke and drink, but I have these, I have these boundaries and contexts and limits, and I'm in control, and I only do a little of this and a little of that. Like they're really just kidding themselves. They're fooling themselves, and they're also sort of shaming you and other people, because again, we go back. They don't really want you to see that they're really not as in control as they're trying to exude. Please hit the like button if you are resonating with anything in the message so far. I would appreciate it so very, very much. It helps so much to get around the YouTube and algorithm so that we can even get videos out into people's feeds, because there might be something in those messages that those people need to hear too, or would like to hear. If you're a recent subscriber, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so grateful and blessed to have you. If you're still considering it, there's a whole catalog of videos you can check out. But I would absolutely adore to have you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And if you do, there's like a little bell. You have to click all notifications so that you get notified of all the new content that I put up. All right. Ooh. Yeah, this person, and you might have had some fights. This person might be, they might train in or practice some type of martial arts. It doesn't have to be, it might just be confirmation for someone, and it's just a picture on here. This person, yeah, you might have had some fights with this person, viewer. Well, I can see why. The deep end, because they didn't want to go in the deep end. They went off the deep end. You went off that, maybe both of you went off the deep end in this fight. Yeah, it's because you're unconventional. They are not unconventional. See how that's in reverse? Yeah, it's that whole thing. I only smoke when I drink, and supermodel, stay shallow or whatever. They are not unconventional. This person's like kind of beige and everything that comes with that, because they're trying to stay in control, because they think they are an authority figure. Maybe that's how they stand in their authority, is by being really closed off, really maybe closed-minded, and that caused some fights. Well, it would. I can see why. Maybe that sent you over the deep end, because they are not unconventional. They are like kind of a conformist. That you have a soul connection with. Oh, Lord. And it's the soul connection that keeps you trapped. Yeah, I can relate to that. Oh, viewer. Maybe somebody's name is John. Maybe you guys have hiked to a summit with this person. Might only be confirmation for one person, 2 people, I don't know. You may end up pleasantly surprised. This is the feminine in the connection. Look at that. There's more Asian symbology here. We've been seeing that a lot. Maybe somebody, like we saw the martial artist stuff, maybe somebody travels to maybe somebody travels in Asia, like an Asian country. Maybe somebody is Asian that we're talking about, or one person in this connection. Okay. You might be surprised. This person's been sad, male or female. Well, it looks like the feminine has experienced a lot of sadness, but it doesn't have to be. It can be the masculine too, in embracing their feminine. This person's actually, you might be surprised that this person, I think that's what I'm saying. You might be surprised that this person here, this person that was closed off, this masculine, that's an authority figure, you might be surprised that they've actually experienced a lot of sadness and they've and a lot of contemplation, and they don't want to wait and see anymore. Maybe that's what they were doing, like holding back because they just want to wait and see. But new beginnings in reverse, because they're married, which is, this can mean it's coming to a completion, or this can mean that's what caused the completion of the connection. They were already married, maybe. It might only be for 1 or 2 people. So they can't birth a new life. Well, twin flame is in reverse. So maybe this might be a twin, that a divine counterpart that fell from grace, became a karmic, because they were playing. They were just playing around, using your energy to like love on themselves, your attention, and maybe using your energy to manifest. This is really not an innocent young love. And you're gaining acceptance to that and learning your lessons. Yeah. You won't be working together with this person. You know why? Because you're the divine feminine. Yeah. Well, and we've talked about this before. Divine masculine, divine feminine energy it's just energy. It's not gender. Okay. And what divine means is like they're kind of already in alignment or whatever. They're already kind of already worked through all of those karmic lessons to, like they're healed. You know, it's like a healed feminine energy. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to clarify with Kipper. Okay. Oh, yeah. So change, like in the traditional tarot, this would be the Chariot. And so like I was just saying, when you're in full alignment or whatever, like in yourself and you're healed and, you know, you're not really struggling with like inner wounds like that, you've healed, you know, you've gone within and you've figured a lot of stuff out about yourself, about how you ended up in connections like this. And in this case, I just really feel like I wouldn't blame yourself. I feel like this person was closed off. Like they chose to walk away from the connection. And for some of you, they might have already been married. Not all of you, but even if they were, that relationship was over, or they wouldn't have been looking outside of their relationship unless they just are. Because like cheating is like that type of cheating. I mean, people, that's why they say they do it once, they always do it. It's because it's like until they've healed whatever wounding is causing them to do that, you know. But let's get back to you. A chariot, you know, the chariot in the traditional, this change or whatever, is a car, you're moving forward. It does, the chariot though in the traditional tarot does not move forward until your inner energy, chakras, your wounding and all of that is in alignment. Like you are in alignment and resonant with the frequency of change. It doesn't move forward. So you're moving forward because this is not an official person. This is not a healed or official person. I mean, I think we know that. Dopamine. Yeah, they were trying to get feel good off of you. Your energy was like a hit of dopamine for them. So they're kind of using you. That's why they wanted to stay shallow. They might have been married or otherwise connected. And so they were using your energy and your attention like a hit to get them to give themselves a hit of dopamine. You know that it's because we saw chemicals in the name of that other song. Yeah, like brain chemicals that make you feel good. Yeah. This person loves attention. Like I kept talking about those egos. They do. I mean, this can be a female too. You know what I'm talking about. Somebody's name might be Robin. Might only be confirmation for one person. Some false person is falling down. It's like a feminine. Because they were not a gift. This false person is falling down. Either they're not getting a gift, or they are not gifted, or this. And see how this masculine here in this background here, it has a blindfold on. He couldn't see that this was a false person because she's kind of covering up her face with this mask. And like I said, energy is fluid, so you can switch the roles, you know. But this looks, she could color her hair red. I could write a book about artificial redheads, okay? No offense to any of you. Gone, Gone, Gone is the name of this song. Somebody's name might be David. Somebody's name might be Ted or Tom. Only take that if it resonates. Could only be confirmation for one or two people. There's a false person. It's a female, I think. Or just a masculine energy that's in actually quite promiscuous type feminine energy here, who was concealing how they really are. They were putting on almost a whole persona and kind of hiding who they really were, so that this masculine back here she's got him blindfolded, couldn't see that she was a false person. This false person's fallen down. They're either not getting a gift or they are not a gift. Well, if they're a false person, they're not a gift. Or they're just not gifted. Maybe this is like a false spiritualist or something. Okay. Good. Yeah. Well, I could even be talking about this person that you're in connection with, that they're moving forward because they see that this is not an official person. This false person is falling down. They're either not getting a gift or they are not the gift, and they're not okay. They're gone. Okay. Well, divine feminine might be gone, right? You might be getting a message about some unexpected income. I need some more on that one. That kind of came out of anywhere. This is like original sin. Well, the original sin is really not believing in or denying God. So this person, I just have this feeling, because I'm looking at income and the gift. This person, we talked a little bit. I've seen this in the energy lately. This person might kind of be, well, we've seen that already in these here. I mean, this could be the masculine or the feminine or both in this scenario. Yeah, about money, material, firm foundations, root chakra stuff. We're talking about they might have moved forward with a false person. You remember, like supermodel, like maybe somebody they were very, because they were being shallow, remember? And this is the original sin. I mean, also it could be greed. It could be lust, right? And they found out this was not an official person, and they're not gifted. They're not a gift. We could be talking about material stuff too, that somebody turned out to be a false person. They're moving, you or they are moving forward because this is, I mean, this can also talk about a corrupt official in reverse. This person that was in authority. You're moving forward because I can relate to that. You are moving forward because there was a corrupt official. There's a false person that's falling down, that's not getting, this was not their gift. Yeah. So you might be getting a message about unexpected income because you're in high honor. That was left out of the family room, and you're not not in the family room. Somebody might be going to jail, or it could be spiritual jail too. They're trapped. They're locked up. This privileged lady. Something to do with the courthouse again. Yeah, they were a thief. They went to court. This is a thief in the court. Yeah. Might be a mature man that's in bad health, that didn't want to toil and labor, didn't want to have to work hard at an occupation. There's a main female that's not getting that does not have a great fortune and didn't get sudden wealth. There is a message of concern coming for that somebody's breaking up or something. Like a partnership or a courtship went, either there was a corrupt partnership and courtship, or this partnership, it looks like a masculine and a feminine. So this could be, it doesn't have to be romantic though, it could be, but it could just be a brother and a sister. It could be two colleagues, you know. Just coming together for something. But that's not working out. It's in reverse. Is that this false person that's falling down? Love like that. They wanted to have... Yeah, this was a karmic male. This was not... Something's not going good, and it says adjudication in reverse. Something doesn't go good in court for a mature woman. It has something to do with marriage again. Well, and marriage is like him mean like a contract, like a legal and binding contract, or even a Christian sacrament, you know, a religious sacrament, you know, or it can be the coming together, like I was talking about, you know, about the courtship card or whatever, like of two families, you know, because there's the groom's family and the bride's family. It could be like some type of familial contract or alliance or agreement, oath, vows, right? Something binding like that, though, a relationship. This could even just be talking about the relationship of a masculine and a feminine energy together, how it's binding, you know, because we all have it in us. You know what I'm saying? It's just, they wanted, maybe that they wanted to get married. This person, this mature woman really wanted to get married to this person that the courtship's falling apart. She was really, I don't know why I'm saying she, I'm just channeling a little bit. And let me make sure you understand, I'm not talking about getting taken over by some entity. That's not what I mean. I just mean kind of intuiting that energy. And I can get repetitive when I do that, so forgive me. That's just what I'm doing there. This courtship that's falling apart with this karmic main male that maybe it wasn't legal, something they did in this contract or something. Well, whatever it is, they're not getting what it's not going good in some type of court. And that could be the spiritual court, you know, of the divine, like a spiritual judge. Like maybe they're being judged in the spirit, or it could be the 3D. This mature woman really wanted to get married. thought they were getting married. And some mature man is not concerned about that. Is that this authority figure? Like, they're not concerned about that. Because they're not innocent. They're not young. They're not innocent. So they're not concerned about that. This is something close to home, because journey in reverse is something close to home for them. This is not stable. House in reverse. This is not a stable foundation. For this, there's a wealthy man. This is not a concern for this mature man. This is not a stable foundation. This is already a wealthy man. And this wealthy man is thinking about this woman, somebody else. Maybe this other person right here is like, because you can see like paintbrushes and stuff. Like this other female is like I mean, you can switch the roles. It doesn't have to be female, you know. They want to tell this person thank you. Maybe I see this paintbrushes and stuff. Maybe this is an artist, this masculine. Maybe this feminine's more like a muse to them. Maybe you're like a muse. I'm just assuming it's you. Don't just switch the roles if it's something else. But yeah, they want to tell this woman thank you. Well, maybe that's because, remember when we were saying, maybe they realize now this is a divine feminine, and that, like I was saying, it was like they were like being a user, because maybe they were already committed to that marriage or whatever, and they were just like going for attention, and remember they wanted to hit a dopamine, that feel-good stuff. Yeah, you might end up surprised, remember, that this person's been sad, you know? This person's not conventional. Or I mean, well, I don't know why I said that. Maybe they're not conventional. But this person was like, maybe they didn't want someone who was unconventional. That's what caused fights. Well, now, looking back on it, they want to tell you thank you, because this was a karmic that was not a gift. So, you know, it says you might be getting a message of income. Now, this might not be like 3D real money or anything like that, but this might be like something of valuable that you can, you know, that's going to take care of you some way. It doesn't have to be actual material money, you know, something of value that can help support you in some way, because you're of high honor and you were left out of, because the family room to me is like when you go into someone's home, and this is where you, the kids, the dogs, or whatever, are just like hanging out, being together, having private conversations, watching movies, eating popcorn, this type of thing. So you got left out of that. Someone of high honor got left out of that. Here we go again. Because of some karmic community that's in reverse. Some bad community, some karmic community. Well, in the distant horizons, which means, you know, maybe not in the near future, all things, you know, are going to be made right, because your pathway is opening up for you. Yeah. You're not going to be in poverty. You're not going to be in despair. The Lovers, you have a divine counterpart. like an upright one. I can also see this like in the tarot, the traditional tarot. This can also talk about two choices, two life choices, two paths, like that. Like, yeah, but you've got divine love, divine choices, like, coming. This is not the ending. Start getting into expectation. Start expecting. All right, I'm going to pull your oracle and close it out. Please hit the like button if you've made it this far and you're getting something out of this message. I would appreciate it so very much. If you haven't subscribed, please, won't you please? I would appreciate it. I'm trying to build and grow the channel. Get the messages out there. You know, I'd be so grateful. Okay, you got 2. Oh, no, you got 3. Okay. Ethereal Revere. Huh. Pay attention to dreams and inner guidance. They provide clarity and direction in the waking life. Yeah. I had a dream with somebody who really screwed me over early this morning, like really did me dirty. And I had a dream with that person in my dream that I never think about. In fact, I completely blocked them. They're not even allowed in my energy at all. So I don't know how they got there. And I had a dream. And this person was trying to tell me how it is. And I popped back and I was like, no, you did me dirty. You know what you did. And I listed it out and shut them right down. So pay attention to your dreams and inner guidance. They provide clarity and direction in waking life. So, I mean, just a little dream interpretation on that end. Maybe that means like they're trying to dominate the narrative still, even just in the urethral, right? I mean, I might be talking to even you, some situation in your life or whatever, or you may know what I'm talking about. Drop me a comment and tell me something about this, you know? Peace of Flood. Yeah, that's the title of this song. And I've always loved that because it reminds me of Noah's Ark, you know, the Great Flood or whatever. The peace in that is sometimes you just have to completely wipe it all out and start over, right? And there's peace in that sometimes because it's just cutting it all off, cutting it all out, wipe it out, start over. Right? Okay. Sorceress Nexus. Maintain your balance and harmony in your life. Harness your inner power for positive transformation. Isn't that kind of what we're talking about here? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to, peace of flood. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That peace in that total wipeout and starting over. There's peace in that because you are, what you're doing is you're maintaining your own balance and harmony in your life. Harness your inner power for positive transformation. Yeah, alchemize that, you know, cut it off, wipe it out, get rid of it so that you can, you know, maintain balance, really. And there's peace in that. There's peace in completely cutting, wiping something off, you know. I mean, I'm sorry, but there is. Witchfire Spark. Yeah. Tap into your creativity and passion to bring your aspirations and dreams to fruition. Yeah, it looks like somebody did somebody dirty. They're angry. But you know what? You use that witch fire spark to create something that serves you, right? Because otherwise you're just going to get high blood pressure, which no, but really use that fire, you know, to tap into your creativity. I think that's what we're doing here, aren't we? I mean, because then you just focus on your dreams and bring them with that fire, you know. That's the peace in the flood, right? The title of the song. That's the peace in starting over, is you can use that fire from whatever betrayal or whatever. I feel like that's what I'm talking about. You can use that. You can use that energy, viewer. All right, so I'm going to end it here. So I always like to close with a prayer. I say, Most High God, Most High God, Most High God, we're so, so grateful for all your messages and your wisdom. And, you know, we are so thankful for you putting your angels charge over us. You know, we want to say thank you to Archangel Michael, you know, for all of your protection and your wisdom. And we want to say thank you to Archangel Michael's warring and ministering angels who have held space during and protecting us. And we're so grateful and thankful. And we're closing the reading now. And we want to say thank you to Archangel Raphael for supporting us, you know, in our spiritual healing work that we're doing here today. And we're closing the reading now. I want to say thank you to Archangel Gabriel for, you know, helping me to receive these messages, articulate them, and deliver them in the way that the Most High God deems to be the most appropriate. We're so, so grateful. And we're closing the reading now. And we want to say thank you to our guardian angels. We appreciate you so much for all your protection, your wisdom, your guidance, and your messages. Now, we don't want to release you, but we do want to tell you that we are closing the reading now. And we want to say thank you to the Holy Spirit for supporting us with your truth and your wisdom and your light. And we want you to know how much we respect you and love you and care for you. And we're closing the reading now. And we want to say thank you to our ancestors who are of the Most High God, who have accepted Jesus Christ into their heart and who have come in peace and love. We're so, so grateful and thankful, and we respect and love you so, so very much. And we want to say thank you for all your protection, your wisdom, your guidance, and your messages. We want to let you know that we are closing the reading now. We just ask that all the viewers in here got something, some form of confirmation for a situation that they're in, get some type of healing or clarity, you know, help them to sharpen their own discernment, you know, strengthen, work the muscles of their own intuition, or at the very least get some form of entertainment. And we ask these things in Jesus' holy name. Amen. All right, viewer. Until next time, be so, so blessed. And don't forget to hit the like button. And please, if you haven't yet, won't you please subscribe? I would appreciate it so, so much. And when you do, there's this bell. Do not get scammed. Okay? All right. Until next time, be so blessed, my friends.